Alright, Simsation back at you again for another video. That's right, I got content rolling in here left and right now, so we're going to try to get through it all. So we're going to video one thing at a time. That's all we can do on one project at a time. Try not to mix them up. So here's our $50 marketplace build, or find. And the two things I've done to it, you'll know in other videos: 600 watt power supply, brand spanking new, the Thermaltake Smart. Look how clean this build come out, by the way. I'm happy about that. This has the i5 CPU, and I went ahead when I was testing Valorant and put the R9 280 graphics card in it. Even though the 270 works that come in it just wasn't enough for Valorant. But after I put the 280 in it, it still wasn't really enough to make me happy. Although I have played Valorant on it for about 2 hours now. We were definitely couldn't do nothing else on the PC while we were playing Valorant because we were maxed out at 100% usage. So that led me to eBay. That's right, Evil Bay. And it's Evil Bay for a reason. I wanted to see about upgrading this, and I could go down a rabbit hole and show you how to do this, but the first thing you want to find is the model number of your board. So we know the easiest way is just to get on the computer and go to Specky. But if you look on the motherboard down here behind the graphics card, you'll see H55G43. And this is an MSI board. So we know it's an H55G43 board. So go on to MSI's, just Google that actually, MSI H55G43, and then go to the support list. Look under CPUs and it'll show you what CPUs will work on that particular motherboard. So whatever your motherboard is, you can do the same thing. It'll also show you what memory is supported in that. And that is how you upgrade PCs. That's the first place you want to go, is to the motherboard manufacturer's site. Put in your motherboard model number, go to support, and you'll see what these things can support. So one of the better CPUs I could find for it was a quad. This is a 2-core 4-thread i5 650 in it. So I went to eBay and I found this guy. And it's so hard to focus with a GoPro that it's not funny. But we have an i7. I'll pick it up, even though that probably isn't going to make it any better, but maybe it will. We have an Intel i7 870, 4-core, 8 threads. And that is going to be our upgrade for the CPU on this. We have, let's go over the cost. We got the $50 gaming PC right here that we got off Marketplace. We have a $40 power supply, and we have a $20 CPU off eBay. That's right. $40, $20, $50. 50 and 40 is 90, and another 20 makes it a $110 investment. And you can't, you just can't build a budget rig for that, guys and gals. I did have the R9 280X graphics card. I have 2 of these in Sapphire. This probably isn't going to stay in here, but I have plenty of graphics card options now to move around here and there. But today's video, upgrading the processor on our $50 gaming PC. And we're going to bench test it and see how big of an improvement we get on Nova Bench just by the processor upgrade. So I'm going to set you guys up, and I'm going to set you up on a tripod, and we're going to go ahead and start doing this swap out. Alright, CPU upgrade is done. You've seen that in a time-lapse video. So the next thing we need to do, you can see it looks just like it did before we started, but the next thing we need to do is check to make sure it boots. So we got everything plugged back in the back, and I'm going to hit the power button. don't want this video to be super long, so we're waiting to see if we post. You got to check that after CPU upgrades, and the way that you just seen me do that, I don't want to see you guys and gals do it. That's a dangerous way. Make sure you lay the PC down flat when you're doing it. There it is right there. You see the setup has changed. CPU or memory. There's our new CPU. Intel Core i7 CPU, 870, 2.93 gigahertz. Right there's the base speed on it. We're going to go ahead and run F1. And it's going to shut off here. Well, it's going to reset some stuff, accepting the new CPU apparently. A little bit more than I thought it would do there, so it's about ready to post back up again here. I think we got an overclock profile loaded into it too, so I don't know how well that's going to work with that CPU cooler on an i7, but we're going to wait and see. We're loading into Windows now, so I'm going to do some bench testing and I'll cut you back on to show you the difference. Alright, so you can see the old test right here. We had two different ones. That one's from a week ago, and you can see it was a 606. Pay attention to the CPU score, 244, right? This one here, same thing, 264 on the CPU. That was just messing around with overclocks. 635 after it was overclocked. So that's your 635 total score, 264 on the CPU. We're going to run us a brand new test right here. And I'm going to time-lapse you through it, and you'll look at it at the end, and then we'll go over the CPU upgrade in general, and we may even load Valorant on it. Alright guys and gals, so this is a Nova bench, and we turned this computer into a gamer. Our $50 computer got a $40 power supply put in it, brand new. We did some research. We found an i7 870 processor. We got it slightly overclocked to about 4 gigahertz here. We'll check the temps in a minute, but I got the software loaded up here. I want you to take a look at the old score once again. That's with our i5 650. You can see it right there under CPU score. So you know I'm not lying about what CPU we had in it during this test. That was your total score, CPU score. Don't ignore the GPU score. That was with the 270 in it, so we're not apples for apples there. Take a look at this. Your 264 doubled to a 551 on the CPU. We're hitting 1054 total on this thing, and that's with an old R9 280X graphics card in it. So just take a look at the result of the $20 CPU upgrade. Once again, even our memory benefited from the CPU change out. So let's go to the old score on the memory of 239. Now we're at 222. No, 209. I'm sorry, 209 on the i5. And on the i7, we're at 222. So there you go. I mean, the proof's right there. We'll do a report on it now. We'll take it. Well, heck, we'll look at it both ways. So now we're in, we rank lower than 44% of all systems tested. But let's take a look at the last one. We rank lower than 22%. So we're climbing. We are climbing, and we have a unit that we can now test on iRacing. There it is, $50 marketplace find. If you wondered what happened to it, it's been here the whole time. I have plans to restore the case, and I sidelined them. And here's why. I want to do stuff with it. I want to test it out. I want to play some games. What will the first generation i7 do in 2025? I don't remember how much memory I put in it. I know what graphics card's in it. I think I even know what processor we have in this machine. But you don't want to know what it's hooked up to. My second racing rig. I broke it out. I had to. I uploaded tonight's video, and I'm like, I don't need that computer until I go to upload next Tuesday night's video. So I have been spending time putting the meta software on it for the VR, sitting there. Maybe updating iRacing, maybe have the wheel. I don't know what I'm doing. Somebody please explain this to me. But I'm going to put you guys on the GoPro. I'm going to give you a little bit of the footage of the in-car, and then I'm going to time-lapse it for a little bit and keep going back and forth, and we're going to see how this video comes out, because I'd like you to see how I put them through the real-world test. And if any of you don't believe that iRacing is very, very CPU hungry or doesn't eat up resources on a PC, I invite you to download it, turn the graphics up, and give it a try for yourself. This did not used to be the case, but as of late, iRacing has become very, very demanding when it comes to CPUs, memory, and graphics cards. Not so much on the graphics card side, but CPU and memory. I have noticed that a ton, because you got to remember I test all the budget hardware on this stuff, and I may have a Core 2 quad that I might have tested that you might see a video on sometime if I ever feel like uploading it, because I don't know if there's interest in it or not, but it's on one of my favorite old computers. And I'm going to introduce you to that one because I think there's going to be interest in it. And I don't know, things are happening here, and they're happening too fast at SimStation. We're just going to have to slow it down a step or two. And the one way I like to unwind, you're looking at it. When I get in my zone in that car, I unwind. And there's nothing better than a $50 marketplace score to do that. So the Cooler Master Hoff case still rocking it there. I need to take that off. Whoever stuck that on there didn't even put it where it sat flat. Should be able to peel it off pretty easy, but nope, not easy enough. So we'll do it with a razor blade. None of that matters. I'm updating iRacing right now. I'm going to find what car I want to test in. I'm going to put you on a tripod, and I'm going to get my VR set up, and I'm going to turn some laps. Hopefully you guys and gals enjoy this one. This is, again, it's easy way to relieve stress. It's good for your blood pressure. It is until you get in there with other guys and somebody wrecks you, and then it's bad for your blood pressure, but we don't talk about that. We're going to practice by ourselves, so we can't get in any trouble, okay? That's the plan here, to practice by myself so I can't get in no trouble. But I'm going to get the tripod out like I promised you. I'm going to set it up where you can see the screens. I'll let you see a few laps, and I'll time lapse the rest of my practice, and then I'll get with you when it's over with. Our $50 beast is running still. I had to walk away and take a quick break, but What can I say? The $50 gaming PC, the upgrades it got was well, let's take a look at the specs on it. That way you can see it, because it's been a while since I've had it powered on, probably a week or two. So, well, we don't want to see that. We just want to go here. And you still see iRacing going on the screen, but that's not going to stop us from what we are going to do. We're going to expand that. We have a Core i7 870. That's right, you see it right there, and we have 16 gigs of RAM in this unit. So there's the specifications here. First generation Intel i7. So you know about the age of it now. And we'll take a look at the device manager, and you can almost guess the graphics card in it. Display adapters right there. GTX 1070. This one's an EVGA card that I have. So there's the specs on the $50 gaming machine. That's the upgrades I did to it. Figure $100 for the graphics card, because that's what I pay for the 1070s off of Marketplace. I'll give $100 for them, and that's providing they're a good card. They are an 8 gig card, and as you can see, it can still handle VR. That is an Oculus Quest 2, so it's now a Quest 3. Thrustmaster TMX wheel, as I showed in the other ones, Thrustmaster shifter, and the Thrustmaster pedals down there. So that's the rig that did the video. $20 on a processor. Let's figure $100 for, what did I have in it? $50 for the computer with a bad power supply, $40 for the power supply, $90, $20 for the processor, $110. Add the GTX 1070 onto it, and what do you get? $210 in this gaming PC right here. And we just ran iRacing in VR. Literally. 4 cores, 8 threads, 16 gigs of RAM. So that's what our $50 Marketplace PC is morphed into. This is the first time I tested it, so what you guys are seeing is it's actually what's happening with this machine. It's been sitting over there because I wanted to mod this case, but I bought the $100 one and started modding that case instead, in a little Dell case. So this one kind of got pushed back to the side. I like this build, excuse me, but I like this build a lot. I love the Hoff cases. You know, I have the white one I call the Beast, but I love the build a lot, and I think I'll keep it around for a little while and maybe do some more testing on it. But I wouldn't be afraid to game on this now. I really wouldn't. It was dissipating the heat well, so it's not putting out a ton of heat out the back even, and this thing really performed really good in VR on iRacing. I might try it in a practice session to get some other cars on the track and see how it does in that situation, because that's when it can make it differently, and that's a fact. But I'm happy with it. I mean, we don't have a ton of money in that thing to be able to throw VR on it, hook a steering wheel and pedals to it, jump on iRacing and turn laps like that into VR, and hopefully you like that kind of footage. I'll try to get it better. I can do the OBS, but I'm going to tell you guys and gals what, that video, if you go back and look at my Alienware in VR, it's very shaky. And if I could figure out how to smooth that out where it wasn't bobbing and weaving, and it's more shaky in the video than what it is on my head, honestly. So if I could figure out how to make that smoother, I would. I can't wait to see how this video comes out, though. I really can't. I thought that, I don't know, it's just a different procedure for SimStation. He don't have a PC up on the workstation all tore apart, or he don't have it out in the shop tore down. He's got one that he completely went through, and I'm doing what I can with it. Tested it on iRacing, that way you guys and gals know what happened to our $50 gaming PC. It's still here. Like, comment, and subscribe. It's free to do. You just got to click a couple of buttons. Please do it. The channel's growing. I can't thank you guys and gals enough for that.